Kera, and this is our down dog workshop. Downward dog is a pose that you see often in yoga, and it's a really great place to stretch, but it can also be a really wonderful way to build strength throughout your entire body. So what we're going to do today is just give you a few points to check in with to really make sure that you're firing up your muscles whenever you see this pose in a yoga class or even in some of our workout videos. So the first thing we're going to do is just shake out our wrists, because downward dog is a lot on the wrist sometimes, and we're going to be spending a lot of time on our hands and knees. So go ahead, shake out your wrists, maybe shake out your whole body, because that feels really nice. Then just go ahead and stretch your left arm out in front of you, palm facing down, and just very gently bringing those left fingers back towards your body, just really gentle. Go ahead and flex the palm up towards the front, and then gently bring your left fingers back, just slightly, nothing pulling too hard, just gentle, gentle. And go ahead and switch, so bringing your right palm facing towards you, and then gently bring those fingers towards you. And then palm facing away, and bringing your fingers back towards you. Okay, now we're just going to warm up the back of our legs a little. So just go ahead and hang on over. You can bend your knees if that feels nice for you right now. And then just go ahead and grab your opposite elbows with your hands. And just let the weight of your front body and your head bring you on over. Just gentle stretch through the back of the leg. You can straighten legs one at a time. But breathe deeply. Release your hands. Go ahead and roll yourself back up to standing. Then we're going to come into a chair pose. So standing with your feet about hips width apart, reach your arms up towards the sky and start to sit your bottom back behind you like you're coming to sit in a chair, but also reaching your hands up in front of you. And think about activating your belly button like it wants to kiss your spine. So just think about that energy, your core energy, really helping to keep you up. Just engaging here. The kind of strength and effort you're feeling here is going to be very similar to the effort you feel in your downward dog, because this is kind of like a downward facing dog with bent legs, but you're standing instead of kind of upside down. So just remember what this feels like, because we're going to come back to it. All right, so go ahead and let that go. And we're going to come on down to our hands and knees. Give your wrists a little shake out, because we're going to be down here for a little bit. All right, so we're going to start with our hands. Sometimes our wrists start to hurt in downward dog because we're putting a lot of our weight down back here. So I want you to think about grounding down through the bottom knuckle of your pointer finger, and then in the bottom knuckle of your thumb as well. And then also with your hands, think about a clawing motion on the ground, not too tense, but just like a gentle cupping almost, kind of like you're trying to scrape a little soil out of the way of the dirt or something. So that's kind of like you're sucking energy out of the ground. So let's go ahead and put our hands on the ground. Make sure our wrists are underneath our shoulder blades. And then ground down from that bottom knuckle on the pointer finger and the bottom knuckle of the thumb. And then just again, that gentle, light kind of clawing motion on the ground, okay? Now we're trying to get our shoulders in alignment, and to do that, we're just gonna bend our elbows out towards the side a little bit. And then think about making a semicircle motion towards the back of your body. And let that kind of bring your shoulders down and back. Watch that your butt doesn't start sitting up in the air like mine is doing right now. Make sure that you're still kind of in alignment. So just try that motion again. So bending the elbows out, making a little semicircle back. Woo. And here we're just gonna do a little bit of cat-cow, because we're down here anyway. So on an inhale, we're gonna let our rump rise and lift our chest and chin, let our tummy come down. And then exhale, remember that tummy, the tummy trying to kiss the spine, and let that energy be what brings you back into an arch. Inhaling, coming back to cow, lifting your chest and your rump. Exhale, think about that belly button kissing the spine and coming back into an arch. One more round, inhaling, lifting the chest. And exhale, belly button kissing the spine. All right, coming back to a neutral spine. Let's check in with those hands. So make sure we're grounding down through the bottom knuckle of the thumb and the pointer finger, that gentle clawing motion on the ground, bending the elbows out and circling them back. And then think about your belly button trying to kiss your spine, not so much so that you start to arch your back again, just very, very gently pulling up towards the spine. And that's going to be the energy that lifts your hips up and back, all right? So curl your toes under and push down through your hands and think about that belly lifting you up and your hips are just going to soar back. Keep your knees bent right now. Just kind of get a nice stretch through your spine and your shoulders. Whew. 2 more big breaths in here. And inhale. And exhale, go ahead and release, coming down on your knees. Let's rest and just take a second to stretch out your wrists. Now we're going to practice the straightening motion of our legs. So instead of just thinking about straightening your legs, we're going to think about it as a lifting of the thigh, like a pressing up of the thigh. We're just going to practice in kind of a half plank. So let's come down and set our front body up. We're going to put our hands underneath of our shoulders, rounding down through those knuckles of the pointer finger and the thumb, bending the elbows out and circling back. Think about the belly button trying to kiss the spine lightly. And then I want you to step your right knee back just about 2 or 3 inches, okay? Curl your right toes under. And then I want you to think that you have a rubber band tied around your right thigh, kind of rooted to the ground. And I want you to try to resist that rubber band as you press that right thigh up towards the ceiling. So instead of just straightening the leg, you're trying to work against something. And then go ahead and let that come back down. Bring your right knee right under your hips. And we're going to do that with the left side. So again, step your left knee back 2 to 3 inches. And think about that rubber band wrapping around the left thigh but attached to the ground. And then think about pressing against that rubber band and lifting the back thigh up towards the ceiling. And returning the left knee underneath your left hip. Now we're going to practice with both legs. We're coming into a plank position. So checking in, making sure our hands are grounded down. Shoulders are circled back. Belly is reaching up gently towards the spine. Step your knees back a few inches. And then curl your toes underneath you and think about pressing your thighs up towards the ceiling. One more breath in, and exhale, releasing down. Awesome, just come on, shake your wrists out a little. And now, we're finally gonna do downward dog, woo! All right, but we're gonna do it slowly, step by step, really setting ourselves up for success to make sure that we're really activating as many parts of our body as we can to get some strength going in downward dog, all right? You ready? Here we go. We're gonna put our hands underneath of our shoulders, rounding down through the knuckle on the pointer finger and the thumb, bending your elbows out towards the side, making that little half circle back, thinking about the belly button gently reaching up to kiss the spine, curling your toes under, pushing down through your hands, lifting up through your tummy, letting the hips come all the way back and getting nice stretch out through your back, not straightening the legs quite yet. Now think about those thighs pressing, resisting all the way up to the back corner of the room. Stay here for 2 more big breaths. One more inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and bring your knees down and spread them wide. And walk your hands out. We're just gonna come a little break in child's pose, and then we're gonna do down dog one more time. So just take a nice rest here. Whew. Whew. All right, walk your hands back in towards you, sitting back up. Shake out your wrists. And here we go, our last downward dog. So we're gonna put our hands under our shoulders, checking in with those knuckles, getting our shoulders in place, engaging our core, curling our toes under, pressing down through our hands, lifting up through our belly, keeping the knees back, and then pressing the thighs up towards the back corner of the room. Two more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, releasing back down to the ground. There's our down dog workshop. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy your workout.